Hey, what is up, Cartubers? Diego here. Welcome to another Sports Cards Detour, where I'm going to be showing you more cards that I have. Today I'm going to take a page out of RJ Collects Sets type of video, because he likes to collect sets, and I wanted to give him a shout out because I basically have a 1 through 100. I believe it's a set. Well, when I say I believe it's a set, this is the short set. And then there's another 30 cards that are different part of the set, but of the same set. And what I'm talking about is the 2005 Upper Deck Classic baseball cards here. I believe they have like Retro Rookies is the other one. But I'm going to just flip through some cards here and just show you guys. Here's a Ray Dandridge right there. And then Lou Boudreau. Rick Wilhelm, Don Sutton, Boog Powell, on the card that fell on the floor, Jack Morris. Some of the cards that are in that set, and just pretty cool. So what I decided to do was kind of just take a look at some of the cards that you probably wouldn't really focus on in this collection here, and because I didn't want to go through all 100 cards, but it's a cool little short set, and that I'm trying to collect, and I might go for try and find some of the retro rookies to complete the 130 card set, the whole thing. But at least I got cards number 1 through 100, and inside there's a Liam Bostic, who I believe had a tragic end to his life. But according to a video from Dustin and Blake, when he was going over his career, he was good. He was prone to be a really good baseball star, and his life came to a tragic end. I got a Wait here, and I'm basically going to just look at the back of his card. His slugging teammates often stole the spotlight, but Hoyt was a star in his own right, winning 166 games for the Yankees from 1921 to 1930. Here we have Tommy Aggie for the Mets. Tommy's card says, despite making 2 All-Star Game appearances with the White Sox, Aggie gained his greatest renown. That doesn't make sense. With the Miracle Mets. Renown? I don't know. He's best known with his time with the Miracle Mets. That's what it's trying to say. Or at least in my mind. Here we got Phil Rizzuto, who now thinks to D collection. I'm just thinking Rirudo. Oh, yeah, the leadoff hitter and the star shortstop on 7 Yankee World Series winners, Rizzuto was voted into the Hall of Fame in 1994. Pedro Guerrero, who I always thought was a bigger star than what he was. Like, I thought he was the man, because when you looked at his numbers, he was a 300 hitter, like a 300 average hitter. I was like, dude, he was a beast as a hitter. Like, why didn't he get more recognition? But I don't know why. But I was like, man, I should collect him. Back in the day, like when I was a kid, I thought he was a star. So I don't know why I never joined the bandwagon. But then again, when I really got into baseball really hardcore, he wasn't playing anymore. But during his career with the Dodgers in the 1980s, the slugging Guerrero was a World Series co-MVP and 4-time MVP award finalist. Pedro Guerrero. Another guy you don't see very much is Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell is one of those guys who prone to be a star, but just never panned out fully. Teaming with Will Clark to deliver 2 division titles to the Giants in the late 1980s, Mitchell was the NL MVP and home run champion in 1989. Kent Hrbek, I put him in there just because I like his name. Twin fans still revere Hrbek for clutch hitting he displayed while powering their team to the World Series titles in 1987 and 1991. Here we got Kirk Gibson. A lot of people know highlights of his career. Gibson was a key figure in the World Series wins by the Tigers and Dodgers in the 1980s and earning a 1984 ALCS MVP and 1998 NL MVP awards. Ken Griffey Sr., not only does he have a talented child, but he also had a baseball career worth noting. Blessed with a great speed and bat control, Griffey stole 150 bases, and he composited a .307 batting average over 9 seasons he spent. Over the 9 seasons he spent in Cincinnati's right field, or as Cincinnati's right fielder is actually what it says, but sometimes my dyslexia doesn't help me. Here's Keith Hernandez. Hernandez won 11 straight Gold Glove awards, a league batting title, and an NL MVP during his 17-year career. Now, most of the time when I think of Keith Hernandez, I think of Seinfeld, and I also think about the hair commercials. Or Just for Men, is it? Here we have Eddie Rouse for the New York Giants. 2 NL batting titles and 11 straight 300 batting average seasons earned Roush a reputation as one of the best hitters from the game's first half century. Sometime I'm going to ad-lib to these if you don't know that already. Here we have Buck Leonard from the Grays. That's in the set. Leonard compiled a .341 lifetime average while helping the Homestead Grays win 9 Negro League titles and earning himself a spot in Cooperstown. Here we got Bill Russell. There's a name you really don't expect to see him on my channel. The glue that held the Dodgers together in the infield in the 1970s. Russell played in more career games than any other player in team history. Here we have Ken Hubbs. Never heard of Ken Hubbs. And as a 20-year-old in 1962, Hubbs showed plenty of promise. He took home the NL Rookie of the Year and a Gold Glove. A 3-year career. And he made the card set. Here we have Curt Flood. Curt Flood, a perennial Gold Glove winner and a .300 hitter. Flood is best remembered for driving the driving force behind the. Oh my goodness! I got stuck on the word. Basically, he got rid of the reverse clause. For some reason, I got stuck on that word. Whatever. I'm showing my non-reading ability. Dave McNally, a World Series hero for the Orioles in 1966. McNally was the left-handed ace of the vaulted Baltimore rotation throughout the 1960s. Davey Lopes for the Dodgers. While leading off for the great Dodger teams of the 1970s, Lopes distinguished himself as one of the greatest base stealers of all times. Basically ended his career with how many? 557 stolen bases in a 16-year career. Here we got another Dodger, Frank Howard. And I put this card in there just for the glasses. Gotta love the glasses. And it says Frank Howard has a 6'7", 255-pound. At 6'7" and 255 pounds, Howard used his intimidating size and strength to become one of the game's best long ball hitters during the 1960s. Here we have Jorge Bell. I remember Jorge Bell in all my collection. He was one of the prime players that you always get. The first superstar of the Blue Jays history, Bell rewrote the franchise record books and became the first Toronto player to be named AL MVP in 1987. Here we have Craig Nettles for the New York Yankees. Nettles' flashy fielding at third base and consistent home run production made him a key contributor on 4 Yankee pennant winners. Here we have Hojo Howard Johnson. Now, Howard Johnson, he's one of those guys that I didn't like because he was a Met, but once he wasn't a Met, I liked him. And Howard Johnson was on, we have what we call it's not a fantasy league, but it's like a simulation league. And Howard Johnson was part of my Wingnuts team, which is comprised of players with mediocre seasons. And he had quite a few mediocre seasons, unfortunately. But he was one of my stars on the team for that. And he's now my manager for the team, for the Wingnuts. And yeah, that's a little side note. And that's why, like, when I see a Howard Johnson card, I just pick him up because it all has to do with simulation baseball. But I won't read anything on the back of his. But yeah, that's why I wanted to show him. And then we're going to end it with Jack Clark. And we'll read a little bit. And with San Francisco. After two All-Star seasons with the Giants, Jack Clark joined the Cardinals in 1985 and slugged the club to a pair of World Series appearances. He was another person that I thought that was a really big star, like going to the Hall of Fame type of star, but just never panned out. So those are the players that you see inside this 100 card, and the 100 card set, I want to say the short set, and then to the extended set would be the retro rookies to be added to this. So this gives me a nice jump start into that. Yeah, so that's all I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.
Well, thanks a lot for looking and listening, folks. I enjoyed being with you. So long, everybody.